Down in the region right now, Wahkiakum County, Cowlitz County, you're getting wet. Columbia County, really wet now up towards Clatskanie and through Clatsop County. This front, the brighter oranges and reds that you see on the map, indicative of that cool front that is steadily pressing off to the south and east. I'll put this into motion over the last 3 hours, and you can see we've had on and off light rain up and down the I-5 corridor, but it will get steadier quickly as this front pushes east. As fast as it moves in and the wind picks up, and it will pick up, check this out right now. South winds in Newport at 30 miles an hour, gusting to nearly 40. The front will move out. 53 last check at PDX. South wind gusting right now to 23 at the airport, 32 mile an hour wind gusts in Salem. All right, real quick with Futurecast here. That front rolls on through the metro area, probably sometime between about 8 and 10, and then it's working its way up into the Cascades and leaving us with a mostly dry Saturday afternoon. Let's check that out with our day planner here. I'll let the planner pop up. And again, light rain, breezy now. A shot of some steady rain mid-morning here, and then we're already starting to see that rain taper off at lunchtime with a generally dry but probably cloudy and mild Saturday afternoon. Evan?
Thanks, Chris. Portland Public Schools and striking teachers say they will keep bargaining through the weekend. PPS says they made progress this week, coming closer to an agreement on cost of living increases and planning time for teachers. We should add the caveat here that closer does not necessarily mean a deal. As far as we know, the district and the union are still at a stalemate when it comes to class sizes. We'll keep you updated throughout the weekend. Now turning to our homeless crisis. Portland's daytime ban on homeless camping was set to be enforced starting on Monday, but a circuit court judge blocked the city from doing that, for the time being calling it unconstitutional. Here's Blair Best with how Portlanders are now responding.
On this slice of state property, surrounded by a web of on-ramps and overpasses, a few homeless men find security.
This is the field. We have locations that we call certain areas. This is the field.
There's a lot of good rain cover. It's in a good area.
A good area for hiding, especially when the city of Portland was set to enforce a daytime ban on homeless camping on most city property. Repeat violations of that ban would have resulted in fines or jail time.
Kind of safe here. And it's close to shopping and, other things.
That ban has been put on pause after a group of homeless Portlanders sued the city, calling it unconstitutional given the lack of shelter space. Late this week, a circuit court judge ruled in their favor, temporarily blocking the city from enforcing it.
It's unconstitutional. It is. We have the freedom to be, as long as we're not making a mess, as long as we're not destroying property. The spaces are here.
So this whole thing can be pretty hard to keep track of. So here's a quick timeline of Portland's ban on daytime camping. In June, the city passed the ban. They spent the summer and much of the fall in what they called an educational phase, where they informed homeless people about it, though many homeless people still know little about the ban. Fast forward to the end of October, the city announced they would begin enforcement on November 13th. But late Thursday afternoon, a judge blocked the city from doing that for the time being, arguing that the ban itself is unconstitutional.
It's super confusing and it's super stressful. People come here with a lot of anxiety already.
Katie O'Brien runs Rosehaven in Northwest Portland, a day center for homeless women and children. They were bracing for an overwhelming demand in services if the ban went into effect.
We felt a bit of relief. I don't think anybody in this scenario feels like, oh, that's a win. And it's not a win to, our community, our businesses, our neighbors, and our guests. But at the same time, there was this relief that came with knowing that there was going to be a pause.
She hopes the city will use this time to create a more organized approach to addressing homelessness, which she says recent efforts have lacked.
Communication and coordination and additional resources being available is going to be the key to success in getting people off of our streets.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler says the city will continue to fight in court for the city's right to regulate unsanctioned camping, and that the court's decision only makes the city's work harder.
At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want people not living on the streets.
Now to Clark County, where a man is in custody after a hoax message about an active shooter sent Legacy Salmon Creek Hospital into lockdown on Friday. Dispatchers received a text from an unknown number. Apparently, they were able to determine the sender was nearby. The hospital went into lockdown and diverted ambulances while deputies investigated. They say they traced the text message back to 42-year-old Fabian Primera, who deputies arrested near the hospital. The lockdown was lifted about half an hour later. And a jury has awarded a Salem man more than $3 million after it determined police wrongly arrested him and used excessive force in 2021. Christopher Garza was working on a car outside the tire shop where he lived and worked when Salem police officer David Baker showed up. Garza says Officer Baker accused him of trying to steal the car, then roughed him up while handcuffing him. He says that left him with lasting injuries. So far, the city of Salem has not responded to our request for comment.